Hi, I'm Daniel, and thanks for taking an interest in applying to work at Green Square Health. If you're a registrar or a fellow looking for a place to do your best medicine, then I'd like to welcome you to meet some of my colleagues in this video and decide if you wanted to contact us to learn more.
I started working at Green Square Health in mid-2020, height of the pandemic. I just finished my fellowship at the time and I was looking for a more permanent employment. So initially I started here part-time and I was part-time at a different practice. Over the course of 6 months, I found that I felt much more comfortable at Green Square Health. It's a good collegiate atmosphere and I figured it was a good place to continue my career.
I guess looking for registrar training positions, and I initially, I applied for a few practices. I got a good feeling about this practice, but unfortunately in the flurry of all the registrar applications, I ended up accepting another practice before I could even interview here. You kept in contact with me by email. I got a good response from you, so when it was time to move forward, I decided to go ahead and apply with you guys.
So the reason why I started at Green Square Health is because we knew each other from Adelaide, and we knew each other from the days we picked cherries on a farm, and we always got along. You've got a great mind, and I knew that you ran this practice really well even before I started.
I think I wanted to just try a new practice. I think you get an opportunity to work at a few different practices through your training, and each opportunity is a bit of like a try before you buy. So you get like 6 months at a practice and it's a really good idea of what it's going to be like working there in the long term. A new experience is another opportunity.
I heard about Green Square Health through a doctor I went through GP training with, so I had some word of mouth about what the practice was like. The main reason I chose it was I'm quite a junior fellow, only fellowed last year, so it's important for me to be working in an environment that's collegiate with good teamwork and that I can develop and learn from the other doctors here. And each doctor here has a niche that they're interested in, and I've been able to learn from them really effectively in the time I've been here.
Started working at Green Square Health in 2019. To be honest, one of the factors was that it was closer to home than my previous clinic, so shorter commute. But also just looking on the website and then coming here for my initial interview, I just got a really good kind of feel for the place. And then within the first week of working here, I realised that, everything was really well organised. The receptionists were very on top of, it was a very streamlined process, I guess, in terms of booking patients in, recalls and doing care plans. The nurses were very supportive of the GPs and sort of knew what to do.
So what I like about Green Square Health, I enjoy working here. We all get along, everyone's input is valued, and together we make good decisions moving forward. Generally, it's one of those places where once you ask someone to do something, you know it's going to get done, which makes your life a lot easier. And I can't see any reason why Green Square Health wouldn't be a great place to work.
I'm a new fellow. I feel like I'm in a really supportive environment. Everyone's really approachable. I don't feel like I'm working in my room by myself all day. And I do like the teaching aspects of it. We still have clinical meetings. We can bring up cases that we're worried about. Everyone's happy to share information. And I like that we can have a bit of fun and have a lot of chats, and the admin staff and the doctors and the nurses are all kind of involved in that, which is great.
So the things I really like about this practice is that I really enjoy working with the people that I work with. The doctors are all fantastic and great, and I trust them, so that if I am away on leave, I know that my patients are well cared for. The administrative staff and the practice manager are excellent. So I think from a patient point of view, if we can carry out our role looking after our patients really well, and they're happy with the processes we've put in place, then patients will really enjoy that, and they don't dread going to the doctor. They can trust going to the doctor. And I like being part of that process. I think it's excellent. It reminded me of a practice that I worked at in Adelaide, where the focus was purely on patient care. There was nothing about billings and trying to make lots of money, and if we needed something for the sole purpose of patient care, we got it. And this practice is the same, and that's why I enjoy working and I've stayed. So that's one of the reasons, and plus two, we moved from Adelaide to Sydney to be closer to some family, and it's fantastic that I've been able to go from one excellent practice to another.
I love looking after the patients in the area. So we have a really growing area, young families, and it really hits the notes for me because currently where I am stage of career wise, you know, family, young families, pregnancy care, children, it kind of hits the right notes for me at this point in time. The team that you work with are very important, you know, it's not just the doctors, it's the nurses, it's the admin staff. If you don't get along, it's a really hard place to work, and it's a really hard place to get up and go to work for. So I think that speaks volumes that I do come to work. I think we've got a really nice, vibrant, you know, team, and we all get along, and I mean, we're going out for dinner tonight, so I think that's, you know, a lot of socials as well. So I think that's quite a nice place to sort of work.
Yeah, I think it's similar to the teamwork element, but not just teamwork at work, but we go out to lunch, probably once a week on average, and we have clinical meetings, which is another environment to discuss cases and to know your colleagues better. So I found, unlike a lot of other GP practices, you actually know who you're working with and have a good working relationship, but it's also social as well if you want it to be.
It's a great team. So all of the GPs working here, we have a similar mindset in terms of wanting to do the best for our patient. You know, for complex patients, really kind of get on top of their chronic disease and making sure all aspects of their health are looked after. From a kind of practical point of view, it's very flexible, so we do have a rotating Saturday roster, but for weekdays, you know, if you want to take annual leave, if you want to work part-time or whatnot, then that's all very easily organised through the practice manager.
If you like some of what you heard, or you just don't quite believe it, please contact us. You can find our details below, give the clinic a call and set up a meeting with myself, a practice manager, maybe even one of our doctors. If they're free, we'd like to bring them along to come and meet you. And you can ask us any questions you want. Remuneration, working conditions, perks we offer, all those kinds of things about why this might be a good place for you, and more importantly, so we can see if you're a good fit for us. We think that building the best team is more important than anything else, so we can then together deliver the best care to our patients. I hope we get to chat soon, and thank you for taking the time and watching this video. Bye.